So I just have to put this in slide mode. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to be looking from two screens, so I do apologize. Let's hit that screen. So this intensive is all about social media. Okay, if you do have any questions, just put your hand up or butt in. If I'm going too fast, just let me know as well. So this is growing your business using social media. Sorry, like I said, I'll be sharing two screens. So let's all introduce ourselves if we can, just a bit of an idea where you are in your business. Start off with your name. I know it's just the two of us. I know we were on last night. Where you are, like, if you're in Sydney, wherever you are, and just a bit about yourself, and finally finish off why you're here and what you want to get out of this masterclass.
Josh will go first.
Of course, Josh will go first.
My name's Josh. I'm based in Adelaide, SA. Metro area predominantly. The name of my business is Empower You Support Services. It's in the initial stages of starting out. So I've got 2 clients. So I'm right in the middle start of getting things going, getting my head around everything that's involved within NDIS, from admin through to the day-to-day, through to expansion, and then hopefully become bigger and better than I think it can be. I've got a bit of a focus on males between the ages of 15 and 50 that might be ASD 1, 2, or 3, intellectual disability, brain acquired injury. That's a bit of a focus for myself and 2 other support workers that I can work with if need be, to sort of have a bit of a niche market, if that makes sense. But as well as that, I've got 3 or 4 other females that I'll be able to use as I'm able to expand to just do more of the female to female stuff and just access community, supported living, all sorts of bits and pieces. This masterclass, I'm hopeless at, or I appear to be hopeless at social media. I've got a couple of examples I can talk about later if you like, which you can help me with, and then why it seemed to have gone dead, and just to get my head around the timing of things, the volume that you need to put out there, what the content looks like, so it's not just the same, and how you get engagement from that.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Getting good at this, Josh.
I'm getting better.
Okay.
So I'm Jo. I'm from the Hunter Valley, Cessnock, and we've been up and running for just over 2 years. We started out as You Matter Support Services. We've started out with community access, basic like self-cares, lawns, gardens, but we're steering away from that and going down now the path of supported independent living. And I also have a support coordination department with 3 support coordinators. So I guess I sort of went all hands in, working on the floor for a long time and didn't understand business. So now I'm at that time in life where I have over 50 employees and I need to learn to understand what it is to run a business. So we've grown so quickly. We've got an operations manager, we've got a support independent living housing manager. We've got all sorts of like our departments, so which we need now to run with so many staff. Nobody told me it would be difficult dealing with so many staff. But so I'm here really to understand what it is to, or how to run a business. And with social media, I only started Facebook when I started my business because I've never been on it. I've never been interested in it. I don't use my private Facebook account. Quite frankly, Facebook scares me. And I'm, to be honest, I'm scared of making a fool of myself on it. And looking silly because I haven't done it right, or post. I don't even know how to post. I don't know how to do anything. I had someone doing it for a while, but she's no longer with me. So this will be interesting, the social media. And I had a lovely session with Reddy yesterday. So yeah, I've got some goals that I need to get through in the next month.
Yeah. No, thank you. And look, social media is not easier. And I think especially, for an older generation, I guess, we're not used to being in front of cameras and taking selfies and doing all that. We always feel like the younger ones have got more confidence, but the good thing is most of the young ones are off here anyway. So your first critics are usually your kids. So the good thing is they're probably not going to see it anyway. So give it a go anyway. It's look, once you get used to it, and I think it took me a good month from when I was forced to do lives almost every day. It took me a good month to go, oh, okay, it's okay. I don't care anymore. I'm not going to stop my videos. I'm not going to be paranoid anymore. So yeah. Okay, so as you know, billions of people visit social media every day. Facebook currently has over 2 billion users, active users, and I'm probably sure there's more. YouTube almost has 2 active users. Instagram has 1 billion. Twitter has approximately 330 million. LinkedIn has roughly around about the same. Pinterest has 250 million. So why all these statistics about, how many social media users there are? Well, customers on they're everywhere on social media. So we just got to find, which platform we want to use. So with such straggling numbers of people using social media every single day, it's one of the most powerful ways to grow your business. Social media allows you to attract new customers and connect you with audience that you never could otherwise. So, you can reach out people all around Australia, just like, I did with Josh. We're based here in Sydney. Josh, you're from Adelaide. We have a few people from Brisbane, all around Australia. So if your business isn't location dependent, which is like me and I, you can reach, thousands of customers, through social media. You don't need to rely just on local businesses or local customers. So posting on social media, you can even attract customers from all over the world. So some of you might, even though you might be, local businesses, you might have later on, you might feel that you want to sell some of your products online to go with your services as well, which you could do that, an e-commerce shopping cart and attract anyone. So you can get your brand in front of a vast audience through constant posting on social media. You can build a powerful brand that separates you from the crowd. Today, I'll be talking about posting, not Facebook ads, okay? So it's just purely just starting from the basics. Later on, we can do some other intensives where I show you how to, create Facebook ads. But I thought we'd just get the basics right. You can establish yourself as a thought leader in your industry by regularly posting new, insightful content. Oh, sorry, I think I went too far. This may raise some important questions like, what is the best platform to use? What tactics should I use to be seen by most people? Are there certain types of content that platforms better than others? Like, which platforms should I use? And how can I regularly post content? So these are a few questions that we need to consider. Most business owners think that if they simply start posting on social media, they'll be successful and attract new customers. I think I probably get this at least once a week. If I do Facebook posts, am I going to get a whole heap of inquiries? No. What Facebook posting is more about is just recognition. Okay, but it doesn't work that way. So it's not just about putting a post out and you're going to get leads straight away. In order to build your business through social media, you need to have a strategy in place. You need to know where you're going to post, what you're going to post, and how often you're going to post. So it's important to engage with your audience. It's not enough just to post across a variety of media networks without a definite plan for how you're going to use your social media. You probably won't get the results you want. However, if you have a plan, you'll find yourself quickly building an audience. So in this workshop, you'll discover an effective step-by-step social media strategy for building your business. We'll guide you through the what, why, and how. So by the end, you'll have a firm plan of attack in place. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so step one, I guess, is choose your platform. The first and perhaps most important step is to choose the primary social media platforms you'll focus on. Instead of trying to post on every social media platform out there, focus on one or two that will have the most impact for your business. So I guess that, Joanne, we spoke about that yesterday. Let's just start with one or two, and then we can move on when we're pretty comfortable with it. In order to do this, you need to know your audience as well, okay? So where do they spend most of their time when it comes to social media? Where do they like to interact with their brands and businesses? What sites influences them to purchase? And who are their biggest influence in the space, and what platforms do they use? Okay, so Josh, I think you mentioned something about your age group was anywhere from 15 to 50.
Yeah, for males. Yep.
Yeah. So, like when you look at that range straight away, it is definitely Instagram and Facebook. And Jo, I would say it's probably similar to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For example, if your audience is younger, you may want to focus like on Instagram or even YouTube, if that's a younger, and even TikTok as well, if they're younger. But I think you guys will sit in that mid-range, which have a stronger following along the millions. So if your focusing is on business professionals as well, so if you're looking for coordinators, LinkedIn may be a great place to focus. And if you're targeting women as well, depending if you're selling products, Pinterest is really a good place to go as well. So think of the way you where your audience are, and where you want to publish most of your content on social media sites. So where your audience hang out the most is where you want to be interacting with them. So if you publish primarily on platforms where they don't spend their time, you'll never engage with what you post. If you don't know where your audience spends most of their time on social media, simply ask. So I've often gone onto social media and asked questions as well. So, or if somebody comes into your office and you're speaking to customers, just ask them, where do you tend to spend your social media? Is it on, TikTok? Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? Just find out where they're spending their time. Another great way to determine where your audience spend time is to look at their content they've already posted on social media and see what's gotten the biggest response as well. So if you've posted something on social media, and it might be like a video or a photo of interaction, you might find that people might respond better to that post. So you might want to do a little bit more posting of that kind of style as well. You may get more comments and likes and shares on particular media sites as well. So if it's, maybe we're looking at an 18 or 22-year-old, you might find that Instagram is where they're hanging out. So once again, it really depends on, the age group you're targeting as well. As you consider which platform to use, it's essential that you think smaller rather than bigger. Okay, so in other words, you don't want to spread yourself across multiple platforms as well. So I'd rather you just get used to, 2 platforms at the moment. It'll be better to focus and master 2 platforms than try to, constantly post on all different until we're pretty good at it. So, and I will show you, what you can use as well later on down the track, where we go, we've mastered Facebook and Instagram. Let's move over to Google My Business, LinkedIn and that. So I'll show you, how to do it as well. And if you're not sure which platforms to focus on, even after surveying or asking, your audience, you can always just fall back on Facebook. With over 2 billion users, I'm sure, you can't go wrong in that platform. At the end of the day, what matters most is not the particular platform you choose, rather than the one that you choose and stick to it. So I'd rather you just do that and be consistent with it as well. Okay, so step 2 is optimize your social media profile. If you went to a business social media page and you saw that they barely had any information about their business, you probably wouldn't connect with them. So this is essential that you optimize your social media profile. In other words, you want to make your profile as informative, attractive as possible, and you want your profile to draw people in, not push them away. So make sure you optimize your profile. So your your little profile pic and your banner. All right, so I'll give you a little bit of some recommendations. Make sure you have a professional username as well. So don't use like a username like on your URL. I think you guys are pretty all right, but I've seen some really unprofessional usernames like Tulip Girl and things like that. So don't do that. Your new username typically should be the URL on your social profile. So for us, it would be like Be-coachable, and it will be facebook.com/Be-coachable. For Facebook, set up a professional page. Make sure it's on a personal one, which I think with both of you, you're fine. So it should just solely be business. And when you're posting business related things, make sure it's just business related things. Don't put pets, and memes and things like that. You just want it to use it for business to build your brand. Okay. There's sometimes, it gets, every now and then a dog coming to the office or, with people's okay, but not in every single post. Okay. And especially not on LinkedIn. I've seen profiles with people with their dogs, on their profile pics. So please don't do that. Try to keep your username across the same across all the social networks. So if you've got Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn, try to have that same URL. Okay. It just makes it easier for people to find you as well. Oh, sorry, I didn't change that slide, did I? Use a high quality photo as well. So make sure it's not pixelated. Upload a picture of yourself or a logo in that round profile pic. And just make sure, please, it's high quality. You don't want anything that's pixelated. You want it to look really professional. The photo is the one that comes first that people see. So when they click on your social media, so put your best foot forward when it comes to your profile photo. If you need help with the logo design, you can always use Fiverr, Upwork as well. There's some great places to design your Facebook banners as well if you can't do it, or if you need a logo. They're quite easy and it's very inexpensive, or I'm happy to help. Make sure you write a really good, compelling section about yourself. Okay, so there's on the Facebook page, there's a whole thing about your business. So make sure you tell the story about your business, how they communicate with you. Make sure you've got your telephone number on there as well. Make sure everything is filled out properly, because actually people do read it. What is it that you do that sets you apart from everyone else as well? So, why should people do business with you, or why should they work with you, or why should they come to you, is really important about the About Us section. So don't be lazy when filling out that section. Okay. Also make sure you include links like to your website, other social media profiles as well. If you can put it in there, that would be good, just so people can get an idea and a little bit of feel about you and your business as well. I do tend to check out those sections about the About Us section. And me personally, I always check someone out on LinkedIn as well. Upload a professional cover photo. Almost every social media platform lets you upload a cover photo. So the cover photo spans the top of your social media profile and sits behind your profile photo. So that bigger band that looks like that profile photo, you want to have a good professional one as possible as well. If your business has a slogan or a motto, or consider putting a slogan on your front cover, you might have that. If you don't have one, you can feature a photo or a product, ideally, or use people. I really like to have people in the photo as well. Anything that represents your business. Do not put a big logo and expand it. don't do that. I see a lot of that where somebody will put a photo of themselves in the small profile, or they'll put a logo in the small profile pic and then put another logo on the back. Don't do it. Like I said, make sure you enter all your contact information. It's really important. Make sure you have your telephone number, your email on there, your web address, anything that any way people can get in contact with you. Because just remember, when people are looking up, they want to know where you are and how they can get in contact with you. And there are some websites where you can't even contact people. And they just make you email or go on a chat, and it can be quite frustrating. So you want to make it as easy as possible for people to get in contact with you. As you optimize your profile, think about how you can represent yourself in your business online. Your social media profile will be the first touch point for some potential clients, and it's critical that your profile feels professional. If your social media profile isn't optimized and doesn't feel professional, there's a good chance that potential clients will move away. So the two platforms that I use is Canva and PicMonkey. Are you guys familiar with that at all? No?
PicMonkey.
PicMonkey.
Never heard of that one.
Have you
I
used?
use Canva all the time. The
Canva,
backgrounds
yeah.
that we've got at the moment, we're designing Canva.
Oops. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, maybe show Canva and how to do it.
Yeah. Joe, have you seen Canva before? Okay, so with Canva,
Sorry, I was on mute. I couldn't unmute. Yeah, that's the young girl from Perth or something, and she created Canva. I think I am familiar.
I'm not sure where it came from.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Canva's great because it gives you templates on social media, business, whatever you want to use.
Yeah.
Okay, it's LinkedIn banners as well. Now, one thing I really want you to be careful of when choosing the banners, the smaller banners that are really narrow, they're for the business Facebook page, LinkedIn page. Okay, so there's two types of banners. Your personal pages are the wider ones. Okay, so anything like, see, some of them can be wider, like when I click into it. These ones are pretty good. These are all the narrow ones. But like if I gave you an example, I'll just bring this down. I'll just bring in like my personal LinkedIn banner is wider compared to the building. I'll just bring up building brands. Shut down. See how it's long and narrow? They're different. So just be careful because it can get frustrating when you're trying to do those banners. And people go, oh, I was using, Canva and I was trying to do the banners, but it doesn't work. It's just that the LinkedIn one's way more narrow than the personal one. Okay, but you can get all your banners from Canva. Just play around with it. Try to have a really nice photo of yourself. So like I said to you guys, I definitely want a banner for your personal LinkedIn page, and I want one for your business page as well. So you've got to set them up, and also, do your banners professionally if you don't have one done up on your social media pages as well. So you'll have Facebook covers on here as well.
All the ones that have got the little gold crown on them, those are the pro Canva. So choose the free ones that don't have the little gold crown on them until you get to a point where you can have a pro Canva account. Maybe we can just quickly show them how to do a banner where to find the upload photos and find.
Yeah. Okay. So just say I was to just bring this one up. Okay, so just say this is we're going to do a Facebook one. Whether I do a Facebook or Instagram, LinkedIn, they're all the same, but this is a Facebook one. So what you can do, you can just click in here, change the colors. So just say I was trying to do one for Be-coachable. I would have a color palette. Always try to create a color palette for your business. And then if you want to upload a photo, you go to here where it says uploads. So click onto the image first, hit uploads, upload a file. Let's quickly see if I can find. I'll put that image there. I can get rid of that one. Drag it across. I can cut it. I've got the pro version, so I can go edit and I can remove the background if I want to.
A little bit of sort of mucking around and playing around with first, get your head around it, and then
Yeah,
you can make something a little bit better.
Yeah.
it's literally playing with it and not being scared.
Yeah.
Just fiddling, but don't go spending hours and hours and hours on it, because when I first did this, I was just a perfectionist. Now I just literally go in, do it and get out. But I do have a VA that does my social media and stuff like this for me for my other business now.
Yeah. So
But it's easy. Once you start doing it, it's easy.
Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, it's not that, I mean, it's probably not hard because I do it every day. I'm probably making it look really, really easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then you can change the fonts to however you want.
And you can do it on your mobile as well. I do this on my mobile most of the time because I'm just on the run. I think of something and I think, oh, I could do a quick post about that. So I quickly go in, put a few pictures on, one very simple headline. Don't put a lot of words on this. Don't put a lot of words on this at all. The majority of the wording goes in your copy underneath the post.
Yeah. Yeah. So this was just a banner one, but yeah, if you're doing a post, yeah, don't do more than 20%. I mean, that's the rule for Facebook ads, but try not to put too much wording, you know, on there. You might, yeah, like you might just want to do a photo and then, you know, meet the team, something like that, but don't put a whole heap of information on it. Okay. Because when it's got more than 20%, Facebook won't show it as much. Okay, so they got some rules around it. So it's bad enough now that they don't show it to everyone, but then it's actually, if it's got more than 20%, they make it harder and won't show it at all. Not at all, but yeah, not as often. Okay. Okay, so create a social media calendar in which where you can map out your posts every single day, given, you know, time period. So whether or not it's a, you know, every week or how many times a month. You might have certain events every year that you want to schedule out, so you can pre-plan it. The calendar is included what you're doing, what you're going to post, as well as when you're going to post it. So I will show you with the calendar as well on Facebook. And so you can just go into here. Your publishing tools. Yeah. And you can just create a post. Okay. And you can just schedule it. See how you can share now, schedule, you can give it a date. Okay, so I'm just going to show you one more. I'm going to cancel out. It's going to go back to the account. Joey's Cottage. On the side, you'll see publishing tool. Okay. That again. And create a post. So try to do your scheduling from there, right? Instead of just doing it off the Facebook page. And also, if you can, make sure you connect your Instagram and your Facebook pages together, because from here, whatever you post will go out to both. Okay.
Any questions about that?
So even though they're slightly different platforms with slightly different audiences, it's okay to post essentially the same post on both. It's still going to, because I mean,
Yeah.
Instagram's more like, it's pretty much pictures, really, in a picture, minimum text.
Yeah.
Whereas Facebook sort of, images, pictures, video, whatever, with some text. So
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like with your Facebook, when you're doing posting, try not to put too much content on it. If not, try not to do it at all. So let me just go back. So try not to have any, if you can, try not to put any content on it. So it comes up on Instagram exactly like that as well.
yeah.
And you don't need to have a whole, you can even just have, like
one or two lines.
Yeah. So when I'm
Okay.
doing so Brickwood Homes. Yeah, see that? Nice.
Yeah.
And easy.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You can
Because
also have
I'm
the good old more button and then bang, and there's more there if you really want to have more.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because the thing is with Brickwood, we do a lot of Instagram. What we find is that the Instagram's more higher followers than the Facebook.
Yeah.
Because it's a younger audience. This is more like, the 30-year-olds getting into their homes and that. Even though this is a little bit luxury, but some of these, like these houses, people rejoin. So you can see, so it's going, it's just short because the Instagram is where our primary focus is. So we're not trying to put too much information.
Yeah.
But you can see that all their information from website, there's their emails there, their telephone number, their address is there as well.
Yeah.
And I've also added the little chats, so just quick response as well. So you can set up the quick response, like create auto responders on here. You can do that as well.
I don't Instagram. I've got no idea how it works. My children would like me to have it, but I don't. So you're saying link Facebook and Instagram. If I'm doing a live Facebook, presentation, I don't even know what the terminology is.
Yeah. It should go onto
Is that
Instagram.
going to link to Instagram if it's just photos? Does that have the capability of a video?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
I've never looked on Instagram. I've got no idea how it works.
Yeah, Instagram uses videos. You can put videos on Instagram, and especially in the stories, you can put video content in the stories, and there's a lot of interaction in the stories right now. It tends to get a lot more leads from the stories rather than from the content pages. A lot of people are finding that the constantly putting in stories is a really good way of doing it. It's one of those things that you need to learn how to do, though, because you can go live on Instagram as well. There's a lot of things that you can do on Instagram.
Yeah, but like especially with the Instagram as well, you need to increase your followers on Instagram. You have to do reels, you have to do stories, you got to do posts. You got to mix it up and just to find out, where you can get the most engagement. But right now, I'd rather you just get used to posting first.
Yeah.
And then I can show you, later on down the track when we do more intensives, I can show you how you can get more followers on Instagram as well, because it's quite easy.
And if I,
It's quite easy.
if it's not unreasonable then for me, and we did touch on this yesterday, to have like people in my business that do it for me. Like,
No.
No. That's the thing. What I said to Joe yesterday was, and I'll share this with you as well, Josh, was to create a WhatsApp group, okay, with your staff. And then get everyone, like when they're out with clients, to take a photo, do a video, try to do different content, okay, and just put it in the WhatsApp group. I have most of my clients that when I'm doing social media, so if I don't have a girl regularly doing the photography, then the clients have to do their own photos, right? So they'll go in, I don't know, I have to turn that off.
Just make sure, like I said yesterday, that you've got consent. You've got client written, signed consent to be using their images and videos. Do not post ever without consent. And if if they've got a parent or a carer that is their next of kin or their guardian, it's their consent you need to get. But you do not post ever anything, even if they're in the background, black their faces out, unless you have consent. I can't reiterate that enough.
So usually, like with the preschool, we when they sign up, we have a consent form. So you may say when you sign up a new customer that we may use your photos for social media. Is that okay?
we do. That is part of ours. Yes.
Okay. All right. So you can see how all the photos come in here in the WhatsApp group, right? And then from there, we pick up the photos from the WhatsApp group and we write content around that.
Yep.
Okay. I'll just put my 1 second. I get my background back. Won't let me, sorry. Oh, here it is on screen. Okay. Let me just get back to the slides. Okay, so you know, when you're doing social media calendar, ask yourself, you know, a few questions. How often will I post? So if you can, like they do say, you know, oops, sorry. You know, ideally, you know, people will say you're supposed to be posting once a day because not everybody will see your posts. But if you feel that's too much of a chore, at least commit to 2 or 3 posts a week if you can. Okay, especially if you're trying to grow that Instagram page. You know, we went back to our clients and said, look, we have to be posting 4 times a week just to get that, you know, Instagram look as well. But if you're not really worried about that, then at least commit, like I said, 2 to 3 times a week if you can't do every day. You know, what formats will you use? The most effective business utilizes a varies of formats in social media. So in other words, just don't stick to text. Use images, use videos. You might want to ask questions, create polls when you get quite you know, experienced in it. So try to use as much variety within your posting as well. Try to keep away from stock images as much as possible. You might want to change it up a little bit, where you might use it. You might just put, you know, something of the day or a testimonial. You might have a funny Friday joke. I know with the golf club, I always do a daddy joke on a Friday because, you know, they're just all men. So there's always either a daddy joke or there's a golf joke.
I don't think that was offensive towards you, Josh.
No.
I'm part of that group, so I'm okay with that. Dad jokes are one of my specialties, apparently.
Gotta love a good dad joke.
Yeah. So if you're struggling to figure out what to post, you may want to use a tool like Ask the Audience. Oh, it's Ask the Public. Oh, Ask the Audience. No, Ask the Public. No, Ask the Audience. I got it in there because I always get it confused. And Sumo Buzz, you can use those platforms. They help you, and we'll go through it as well. So I'll show you how to, find some content. This will give you some inspiration on every day what you can write as well. It guides you with what type of content might be relevant to your business, or even, season or holiday season as well. So just, write those down. One's Ask the Audience, and the other one is Sumo Buzz.
Can I just share that you're not doing the slideshow, you're actually sharing your screen right now?
I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, rather than a slideshow.
Oh, okay.
Just so you're aware.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I tell you, I'm hopeless at this.
No, you're not.
You may be thinking, why do I have to map out this in advance? If you don't, it's just easier to, so it's not a burden on you every day, or, in the back of your head, when am I going to post today? So you don't want it to be a chore. So if you can, set aside once a day, a month, and it's only for a couple of hours, because once you've got your content, like once I show you how to do it, it'll be quite easy to set it out. Okay. So the first thing is that it helps you to be consistent with your posting as well. One of the biggest challenges that business owners have when facing social media is being consistent. So we can go, oh, you know what, it's just so hard, I'm not going to do it. So it's really done in advance for you, okay? And, we've got so many other things to do. We just don't want to get distracted as well. By creating a social media calendar, you can do the hard work of figuring out what you're going to post up in front, and take the guesswork out of the things to ensure that you don't struggle to figure out what to publish. So this makes it easier and, like I said, consistent for you as well. So I had to put my NetPlanet one that I had, because Be-coachable wouldn't fit on here, but I did give out your planners. Did you by any chance get to print it out?
Excellent. My daily plan, yes, my folder is here and I'm filling it out.
Okay, have you got this one though? That's on my screen, but the Be-coachable one.
No.
I sent it on email. Can you have a look on the email?
Okay.
Do you have a printer next to you, Joe?
No, I don't. Sorry, I'm at home today.
Okay, all right. Just get a blank piece of paper if you can as well.
Yep.
All right.
And I can take a photo of that.
Yeah, take a photo, like I said, because we're going to use it today. And I'll see if I'll put it back up on the screen for you as well.
Oh, hang on. I wonder if my computer, I'll just see if I can.
Yeah, you know what? You can bring up, when we do it, you can bring up your computer, because I did email it to you. Okay, so this will just force you just to be a little bit more active on social media, and gives you a few ideas, what you can publish on social media. Now, the thing is, you can change. You don't have to have what I have here. All right, so you can change this up. I've changed this up so many times for different industries. So, please don't, just because I have this here, doesn't mean, you can change it if it doesn't suit you. Yeah, just like I said, using the social media, just the calendars just, forces you to be active on social media. So you're planning it out for the month as well. So step 2, begin posting on social media. Once you've created your social media calendar, it's time to actively begin posting. This is where, rubber meets the road. It's time to get started putting your valuable content on social media. So let's give it a go. Let's give it a go, and I'll give you some ideas what you can do here as well. So I'm just not sure if I sorry. Okay, so just the posts that should help you with your audience to think about something new, take action like you haven't never before. You might want to do little smiles, emojis, and learn something valuable as well for your customers that they don't know about. Again, these go back to knowing your audience. So it's really important that you do know who you're speaking to. So if it's informative, if it's casual, you also got to know what language you're going to use as well. Okay. So some other things as well you might consider is having some inspirational quotes within that calendar, the tips and tactics, some tutorials, live videos are really helpful. Behind the scenes, I love behind the scenes. So we'll plan that out. So let's say, let's say, for example, we're in the health sector or wellness coach. You could post inspirational quotes about being healthy, tips and tactics for eating healthier, a video on how to perform a particular exercise or a particular activity, a live video on how you can answer questions for your audience as well. So I will always, get the question on how many times should I post a week. So I might just say, look, ideally you're supposed to be posting every day, but if you can't, I would strongly recommend that you post at least 3 times a week. Like I might do something like that. So it's a frequently asked question I get. So you might even have frequently asked questions on your website. Use them as your live videos as well.
I tend to use inspiration from other service industry providers as well. If I see an Instagram post or a Facebook post that I think is amazing, I often use those. And also the special days, like the International Day of Multiple Sclerosis or International Day of Cerebral Palsy, and all of the normal holiday things. Just make sure that you're always posting on those ones.
Yeah.
So is there any type of like copyright or whatever, or plagiarism? Am I allowed to use other stuff on my social media from others?
Yeah, you're allowed to share other people's stuff on your social media page.
As long as you recognize that it's theirs, so they've got to be tagged in it as if it's their content or their photos. If you
yeah, but it usually, Mandy, it usually comes like you can see where it's come from as well.
Yes. Yeah. Rather than just copying and pasting, sharing is not a problem. You can utilize you can make your own using their content if you recognize and say this is from, or you can completely change it altogether, different photos, change the words completely so that it's more of yours.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So another question I normally get is when's the best time to post. So what I've done here, I've gone to Sprout Social, and what you can see, anything that's really dark is when they're quite active, when people are active. So sometimes, and I actually got this from healthcare engagement. I was just looking for something similar to your industry. Anything that has low engagement is really light, that really light pink. Can you see how it goes darker to really, really dark? So what you can see here, that Thursday at 7 a.m., 8 and 9, or anything really, like you can see when people are waking up, are actually going onto their phones. And I'm a bit of a sucker for that too.
And when they go home.
Yeah. That might be me on the 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock looking at my phone.
Nah.
And then you can see picking up on the lunch break.
Lunch break, yeah. And then when they leave, we're at 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I usually check in sometimes before I go to bed. I might do another naughty and just have a quick look as well. So yeah, depending on what industry, but like if I was doing your postings and I was scheduling, I'd definitely be posting around about the 6:30 mark, because I know that at 7 o'clock they're going to pick up their phones. Okay, and then even in the afternoon, back here again. But the good thing about Facebook, if you're using, I use another platform called Hootsuite where I schedule everything together, and sometimes it gives me recommendations. But if you also, let me just see if I can exit out of here. If you go into your insights, just go back. My insights. Yes. What's happened here? Refresh. I go back. You can have like there's insights. Here. No, it's not letting me do it. I usually have once we switch. Don't do it. I'm so sorry. But there is an insight and you can see and it lets you know.
It's like metrics, is it? So
Yeah, the metrics.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Just, I don't know. It's doing something silly on me. Okay. I'll just get back into slide mode. Okay. Yeah. Have a look at the metrics because it usually gives you a good indication of you know when to advertise, when to post as well. You may be thinking, I don't have time to be constantly be posting, but the good news is you don't have to be. It's all about the different platforms posting on all different platforms all day. Use tools like Buffer, Sprout, or Hootsuite. It lets you schedule weeks or months in advance as well. So at the moment, if you're just doing Facebook and Instagram, use the Facebook calendar. If you're deciding to do Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Google My Business, like more platforms, then either use, like I use Hootsuite, but you can use other tools like Buffer and Sprout Social, like what I brought up before, okay? Consider using your social media and calendar in conjunction when using tools, but scheduling a significant number of posts is better using you know, those platforms. Okay, so let's give it a go. Let me just go back one.
I'm going to disappear for 2 seconds. Apologies. I'm going to be straight back.
Yeah. Okay. I just lost my yeah, sorry. So I'm going to show you, ask the audience, have you used this before? Has any of you know?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is this like on Instagram where people post stuff and they say, oh, ask me a question? Is that
Yeah.
similar to that? And then no,
I said I had it wrong. It's ask the public. I always get this wrong. It's ask the public. So you go here. So just say, if you're on your laptops as well. So just say I go here and I put in NDIS, right? So what this platform does, it has a look at all the questions people have been asking on Google. Okay, so I'm just going to hit search. So just write that down, askthepublic.com.au. You go in here, you might put NDIS.
Answer or ask the public?
Sorry, answer the
Answer.
public.
Okay, quickly, yeah.
Keep getting it confused.
It's all right.
Hit search. I think if you don't have an account, I think the maximum you can do is 3 searches a day.
Okay.
Okay. So scroll down and here are all the questions. So what's an NDIS plan? What NDIS pays for? So you see now with your social media planners, you can start having a look at what you can write and plan out. I don't know if you can see that.
So they're broken down into like the answering the how, the what's, the cans, the
Yeah.
which question. So you can sort of, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so these are all the questions that have been in, that people have Googled for. Now, anything that's in the dark green are the most popular ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you can, get your calendars out. Joe, are you right to have a go at it as well?
So I've got the is that the I've got the one you've emailed, the Be-coachable content matrix. Is that what you?
Yeah, that one. So if you can't print it, just get a piece of paper and just get a ruler out, just put down the side what the headings are. The reason why I changed it to button 1, button 2, because it used to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But what I found was that people weren't posting every day, so I called them buttons. So they didn't feel pressured that they had to do it every day.
If you can just give me a second, what have I done there? I might be able to, I'm going to just minimize you and try to, just give me a second.
Now,
Let's not, what, I want that, I want that.
So this sort of answer the it can come in that Q&A section on the content matrix. Is that what you're saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So you got why, that might be like a what, like you can build this up to where you can put it in the metrics. The rant is like, what's everyone talking about? Like at the moment with mortgage, with the interest rates going up, everyone's talking about that like a rant. So
so it doesn't have to be industry related, it's just a bit of a
it does. Try
Oh,
well,
yeah. Okay, sorry.
Like that's a rant at the moment.
For mortgage. Yeah. All right.
So have a go at it.
I'm just trying to see if it will, my printer will work. It's not in this room. Wait a second.
Yeah, that's all right.
Because I've mucked around with a bit of a similar thing, like on a mind map, whatever. I've sort of broken down into, I've got my business as the main bit, and around that, I've just put headings like the team, case studies, helpful tips and advice, about, then sort of my services. And so I've just tried to make a bit of a tree and then sort of do it like that, the same sort of thing, same as this.
Yeah.
I've just sort of go, okay, well, what sort of things can I talk about? So I've got, okay, within my business, I've got case studies I can maybe talk about, or research I can talk about.
Yeah.
Helpful tips and advice, blah, blah, blah. Inspirational quotes, like you said before.
Yeah.
Meet the team sort of thing, one day a week or whatever. And then, like I did a post last night on, what was that, LinkedIn and Facebook for social and community participation. Just whacked it up there. So then I might not do one of those. Don't check it out. It's not very good. No, don't check it out. It's probably actually brilliant.
Yeah.
But anyway. I've done something similar. So I'm just trying to make sure I get the idea of to try and give yourself bits and pieces, like I said, you can program in and sort of whack them out there regularly to start.
So let's give it a go.
Content,
let's give it a go. Like, just come up with, like, with you and Joe, on this webinar, on Zoom right now, think about what you guys, like, yell out a few things where you could put, a frequently asked question. So maybe between you two, you can brainstorm and put your, your post, and it might be a little bit easier, even though it might be the same, but your content will still be different. Like your content.
Okay, so this is what I'm working on now, the content.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so please, I was busy trying to work out how to do it, and I have managed to. So I apologise if I backtrack a little bit here.
No, that's all right. I'm going to bring up the content planner myself as well. Which I should have it. And
so I got the content styles. I understand that sort of thing. So what are the hot buttons?
I used to have them as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday going right across. But what I found was that, people going, I don't want to post every day. I can't do it. It's just too much. So what I've done, like, I go, all right, let's just do them as buttons. Maybe you might want to do one button this week on, a blog, or like these blogs are something that you can write about. So for the next 6 weeks, you might have a blog ready what you can write, but doesn't mean, or you might want to blog every fortnight or once a month. So you might go, depending on how often you want to blog, right? So you can write some topics, prepare yourself on what you're going to blog about. All right. So like if I went on and had a look at the matrix, all right, you could write what NDI services, no, that's probably not good. I'll look for a question.
Will NDIS pay for a laptop?
Okay.
Or PlayStation.
Or a PlayStation.
You get that, you get that quite often.
A lot.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good frequently asked question.
Yeah. It
So
is.
you might-
Many will say it won't. It actually will.
It depends on the situation. Yeah, it depends on the
Not every,
situation.
a lot of people, and I find with a lot of the planners, it's just a no, no, no. But once you break it down, and
You can work outside the box.
case,
Yeah.
then yeah.
Okay.
It's a
There you
very
go,
good
just
question,
topic
that one.
Hmm.
That could be a blog if you're going to break it down, Joe.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If you can write at least 500 words about it, you got yourself a blog.
Yeah. And the other one is, can I use a business, a service provider that's not NDIS registered? Brilliant way, because you can then explain to them that yes, they can, and you do it by in this way.
And
Yeah.
people feel that if they're agency managed, that they're locked into that. So a review can be put in to go plan managed to be able to use whoever they want. So
Yeah. So if you do blogs or vlogs or content around that, you're educating.
Yeah.
All
We've
right, well,
actually
let's-
discussed having a on our local radio 2NURFM, having our support coordinator or somebody go on there and sponsoring a segment and
Brilliant.
having the frequently asked questions done that way.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. And again, Josh, a way of getting your business out there is for you to go and do that on media, local newspapers or radio, television, discussing the
sponsoring.
NDIS.
Yeah, sponsoring a radio segment, you know.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Mm.
All right, well, let's come up with 3 blog topics. Can you think of 3 blog topics that you could write?
Oh, there's probably a million, but sitting here in front of you trying to make me think about it now is.
Can you see anything on the screen? Or do you want to do frequently asked questions? Come up with 3 frequently asked questions.
I mean, for me,
Yeah,
I don't have the experience yet to be blogging about too much. I'm sort of a lot more behind everyone else, so that would be
Okay.
harder for me to do. But yeah,
Looking at one here, although it isn't highlighted in green, but it is something that does come up. And I help a lot of younger companies starting up. They've come to me and I've helped them. And something as simple as our NDI service agreements compulsory, you know, and
Okay.
why we have them and why they're in place. The other one yesterday, I got an email. Are NDI service agreements legally binding, or can they change a provider? Because a lot of participants feel that they're locked into contracts where we don't have contracts, we have agreements. And yes, those agreements you can break easily, you know, with a 2 or a 4 week, depending on what's in your agreement. So yeah, so agreements are something for us.
So you can, the heading might be, is there lock-in contracts, you know, for
contracts or agreements,
so it's just something simple.
Aged carer contracts, but NDIS is agreements,
And the thing is, Josh, yes, you are new to this arena. You are learning. However, you still can do these because you can find the, if you go around and look at some of these frequently asked questions, you can research enough for you to be able to answer that on a blog or a video log. Don't spend huge amounts of time doing it, but it's going to enable you to then be more of an authority within this arena. People will start coming to you like they do with Joe and asking questions so that they can understand it a little more.
So anything that you're confident about in answering in any of these ones here, that could be like a live video for you or a video, all right? Anything that you're not confident, but you know the answer about, but you don't really want to, talk about it too much, and you just give it maybe 3 or 4 sentence like lines, then just do it as a frequently asked. So just break it up.
There's one here. Can NDS pay for driving lessons? And I had an argument with a support coordinator back and forth. She said, no, you can't. And on this week on our Facebook page, we actually put something up about our young man that I did the legwork for. We got the OT in. He's learning, his lessons were provided through the NDIS, and he now has bought a car and has a license, and we helped him achieve that.
Love that.
So yes.
Love that.
Yes.
And that's the thing, Josh, you can find out these things so that you can actually be an authority for support coordinators, because unfortunately in this arena, not all support coordinators actually do the in-depth research that they need to be doing in order to get the right answers. It depends on the individual. It depends on the circumstances, and the answer is not always a blank no. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of them are doing, giving a blank no. And you can go in with authority. You've got wonderful support here in this group, like with Joe, people who have been in the industry a while, and we know the answers because we're on the we're in the coal mine doing this, whereas support coordinators tend to not all. There's amazing support coordinators out there. But there are support coordinators who are a bit green and who haven't been in the trenches and aren't doing the legwork.
Yeah, so that's what it comes down to, me knowing the good old what's reasonable and necessary. Is that kind of where you need to know that?
Yeah.
And if you can say, I'm saying this is reasonable because of these reasons, this is necessary, and then you can do it that way. Is that what you sort of that terminology?
Do one of those small support coordination courses. I did a 3-day one with Sam Payer from South Australia, and just an understanding it, but working with those green causes, because creating good relationships with them. She's just you're building together, and she's going to come to you when she's looking for somebody for a provider. So,
and if you ever get stuck with anything, just bring it. Either you got Braden, you got me and myself, but also bring him into those monthly
Q&As.
As well.
And
the idea is, and that's why I say what I love about the Q&As is that everybody might have experienced something differently. So yesterday we did the Q&As, and that's why I like everyone asking a question and giving their advice, because somewhere down the line someone's experienced something and it's got a really good idea. So bring it.
And we don't all experience the same things, and we have different knowledge bases. So actually combining all of those knowledge bases it's so worthwhile.
Now, another thing that I forgot to mention here as well, there's another platform called content.ai. Okay. Now, if you're really struggling to write content, have a look at that. And don't forget Sumo Buzz as well.
So AI, is it?
Yeah, content.ai.
Maybe bring them up on the screen.
I don't have a account with it. But here it is here.
And
it brings up articles, content, and everything. Okay.
It's not that expensive.
If you use the basic one, you can probably come up with something. But that might help you as well.
Think outside the box and utilize whatever you can. When I first started, I did tend to utilize other service industries, service providers, content, but I put it through was it WordTune to change the words completely.
BuzzSumo,
is that it?
Yeah. Sumo. That's another one as well. That's another popular one. I did have writing headers, but I don't know. I'm getting from here. There was another one that was, oh, it's restricted. I've got to get myself out of that. If I find it, there was another one for great headlines as well. It gave you a quality score. If you're ever writing like headlines, I'll see if I can find it and dig it up, and I'll share it with you guys as well. But yeah, this is, you know, two things that you can look at with helping you with the content. Another good idea as well, like you can always go into Google here and put NDIS, and then you see these are the most popular search terms coming up.
Yeah.
Okay. Or you might, yeah, I'm just putting NDIS, but you might have something else, like another keyword that you might want to put in there. Okay. I'll give you another 5 more minutes. Have a just a think what you can write. Have a think about what you can do behind the scenes. Who can do what for you behind the scenes? What videos can you do? Photos. Have a think about the next client you're about to see and what photo you could take or video, if that's the case.
Just going to do one myself at the same time.
Yeah. I'll bring this screen back up too. No.
I won't put music on because some people don't like music when they work.
Love this one. Will NDIS pay for my gym membership?
I've just got a funny that I've just been on the phone to a personal trainer this morning.
Yeah.
Because we've got a young fellow that wants to go. One of his goals is to
Will, yeah.
yeah. So I've spoken to Adam Prowse. He's a business owner here, and yeah. So the membership it won't, but it will pay for a personal trainer if he's got the funding as per his goals. Yes.
But your health fund will pay for it. So depending on what health fund you have, right, it will pay. Like I am with teachers and it pays for my kids' memberships for the gym.
Yeah. Well, we've got private health, and same with my daughter. But I would find a lot of our participants, sort of from that lower socioeconomic sort of group, and don't have it. Yeah,
they don't. Yeah, yeah, they literally have our NDIS, and that's it.
And they draw on that so desperately.
Yes.
Yeah. Look at this. Yeah, that was that question. NDIS pay for laptops, air conditioning.
We've actually got a local gym who's made their gym specifically disability accessible, and they've put in a sauna that is also disability accessible, and they're opening that up very soon. And as a business, we're going to be working alongside them.
Here's a really good one. NDIS, where do I start? How to get started? That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the one. Do I need to have a service provider to be NDIS registered? That's a big question. And the electronics, will the NDIS pay for some type of form of electronics like laptops and iPads and
some of them will. We had to go to tribunal, our support coordinator to the tribunal for a lady who's had a stroke. And her speech pathologist had put a report in that she would benefit from a laptop for communication.
Yeah.
And they kept denying it. And our support coordinator took it to tribunal, and we won. So what NDI spent tens of thousands of dollars in legal fees and time
They
for
could have spent on a
$1,000.
laptop.
They could it for $1,000 iPad for a lady to communicate. It was just
Oh.
ridiculous.
That's crazy when you think about it, isn't it?
But
Yep.
that's what happens.
Okay, just let me know when you're kind of done, if you want to continue on. We've got 5 more minutes.
Just a quick question. So some of these on here,
Yeah,
so with that, like they do have like a similar meaning to me. So when I'm looking at a blog or a how-to or a Q&A or a how-to,
yeah.
they sort of have a similar meaning to me. Am I getting it wrong? Or
But just remember, the blogs are where you've got at least, I don't know, 400 or 500 words that you can write up, right? It doesn't have to be massive. But as long as you've got a little bit of information that you can write something up about.
Yep.
Okay.
And
The
a
other
blog is writing, isn't it? Not
Yeah.
speaking.
Now, the idea of the blog, when you do the blog, is to have a little snippet. So use the photo, all right, create it like a post.
Yeah.
Okay, and only use maybe 2 or 3 lines in the Facebook and Instagram post. Okay, so I'll give you an example. What am I doing? So I'm just going to pages.
And so that's another thing I don't understand on Facebook. So if I open my Facebook and it says to me, we go to my UMatter support services.
Yeah.
And there's like pages, and then there's all trying to even maneuver it now, because I don't even know how to work I've got no idea how to work it.
I think with you, Joanne, you may need to delegate or hire somebody.
What are you looking at?
My Facebook page, and where it says, like you've got pages and check-ins and I don't understand it. I just don't. I'm not grasping it at all. I drive my staff crazy, but I do have a junior I've just put on, and one of her yesterday they came out, and one of her modules is social media. So I think she'll be learning and teaching me a lot. But
Yeah.
I think I will have to delegate, because I just don't. Yeah. See, pages. What is pages?
Pages is that you might own. Right, so let's go back to me. Right. So just say I go back to. Let me just go back. All right.
So just don't. Yeah.
No, it's not my gosh. home. Yeah, pages here.
Yeah.
All right, pages is how many accounts I have underneath my name. They're business pages, right? So here are all the business pages that I manage. Okay.
Okay, so I would only have one page then, being
Yeah.
You Matter.
Yeah, so just remember that you have to own a personal page to
Yeah.
open up a business page.
Yeah, and
Right,
I do. I don't use my personal page ever, but I use my work one. Or
Yeah,
start
so
with
just
it again.
yeah, when you want to get into your work one, you just hit pages and it's in here.
Yeah. Okay.
All
And
right.
then
Got all mine on there as well.
Yeah, good for Sanders' spiritability made orange. All of us. Thanks, Mandy. Yeah. So there's a lot.
Okay.
So but she's a great one. She mixes it up. Like from videos to diets. You can even do dietary food, group photos.
Yeah, advice on dietary, if you can
Yeah.
maybe liaise with a dietitian or a nutritionist and get them to give you advice and support, and you can post it on your socials. Hearing from our dietitian that we work with, who's giving advice today on, and you can even video them. So you could do like a little video and they can show you how to do little meals, you know, like they do on some of these
mealtime management plans.
Yeah.
And behaviour support plans.
Exactly.
This one is what we've done here. There's a template. So we always make sure that we're using the blue and we're consistent. Okay. But if you can see, the posts are very, very small. They're very brief.
Yeah.
She uses a lot of hashtags as well. But look,
I don't even get hashtag. I don't understand hashtag.
Okay, so hashtag is, if I was to go into here and go at F45 training,
Yeah.
right? It will see everything that has F45 training. Google will bring it up for you, right? So you can see Matelands is doing the hashtags. So it's like a little search. So if I was to go here and go hashtag NDIS, because someone's put it in a hashtag, right? It will come up. Anyone that's put a hashtag.
Okay.
See? Hashtag NDIS.
Okay.
There you go. NDIS hashtag.
It's literally a tag. It's a tag to information on all of that topic. So hashtag NDIS. If you clicked on that, there would be loads of posts about NDIS.
Now, don't ever put spaces when you're doing a hashtag. Okay. That's another thing. All right. But I'll talk about hashtags as well.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to get cracking. So conversations are the key to getting more clients through social media. It's also important to regularly, constantly engage with your followers. In other words, you need to be responding to the comments and answering questions, solving problems, and engaging with them. If you ever get a bad review on social media as well, you might even get it on Google review or on your pages. Just always try not to go back and fight with them either. Just always go back and say, sorry, you've had a bad experience, or sorry, this has happened. Can you please call head office on? Take it away the platform, okay? If that ever occurs, don't just go online and fight it. All right, because
I had my previous employer put a bad one up against our business because she felt we were competing with her.
Yeah. So just be careful. People will do that. But if there are comments, try to go in there and individually like it and make a comment in there. Thank you. Just reply back. Okay. Social media isn't just a one-way street. Rather, it's a conversation between you and those who are following you. A conversation involves both speaking, posting, and listening and responding. So if you want to build relationships and gain clients through social media, you need to be having conversations, not just posting new content all the time. So you might just ask a question also in that content planner. So just have a think about what questions you could ask also just to get engagement. All right, they always tend to, you know, bring up your engagement as well. One of the things that matters most when it comes to social media is that you feel authentic. Okay, so just try to make it use simple language as well. You don't want to come across as a huge corporation who only posts on social media, never engages in conversation. So you know what your audience is like. So make sure you know, the language is suitable to who you're talking to. Okay. Authenticity is what attracts. Another reason to engage with followers is that social media platforms tend to prioritize the post with most engagement. So the more engagement you can get with your posts, like, you know, more likes, comments and shares, Facebook will show it more frequently than something that has less engagement. So the more you get engagement on, more Facebook will show it as well. Okay. So you must talk to your followers, create conversations, answer as much questions you can, and respond to any problems that arise. So like I said, don't fight with the bad reviews, just get it off there. Now, another thing I wanted to show you as well, when you are on social media and you are posting, so I'll just go back here. So just say you might get some likes. Go down in the posting. Let me just go on to Joey's because they always tend to, I know I did it last time, yesterday, but try to get on to where you see the likes, the how many people are reacted to it. You can go in there and this is how you increase your followers. So anywhere you can see where people have liked, you can invite. Okay, so anyone that's new, you can actually invite them. That's how you increase your followers. Invite. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do one more. Go in there. Yeah, I've probably already done all them. Yeah, they're all been invited. So these are new people that have been invited. So always try to go back in your posting. Okay, I'll do one more.
So if they've liked it,
Yeah.
then aren't they already following you?
No, because somebody's put a comment or reacted and it's come up on a feed.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. So
Forgive me, I have no idea. I'm like,
okay. Yeah. So here we
You're
have
learning.
Yeah. So here we have Frank liked a post. All right.
Yep.
But he hasn't been invited to the page yet. He's not following the page, but it's come up in his feed.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
I get
Because his wife is probably made a comment.
Okay.
So let's invite him. So now Frank will be sent a link to come join the page.
Okay. Does that link lasted like a period of time, or does it expire, or does it just stay there? Or
no, it stays there. So you can go back now to every single post that you've done that people have liked and go back in there, okay, and invite everyone you can.
Okay.
All right, because you're going to increase your followers that way.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's good. Where it says on, like we've put a post up, and I put a post on the 16th, and then it says boost unavailable. It just comes back up, and it says boost unavailable. What does that mean?
Okay, so boosting is where you're trying to reach more people. So we want to, you know, when you're posting, you're only reaching to the people that really like the page, unless someone's made a comment and they shared it and then it comes on their feed, right? So that's what's happened with Frank. His wife obviously must have made a comment and it's come up on her feed. He's liked it because he's, you know, friends with her, and then we invite. All right, but boosting is where we go, you know what, I'm just going to set maybe a 10K radius, or I want to hit only females between the age of, or actually I'm going to do Josh, I'm going to only reach males only between 15 and 50. I only want males, and I only want them in a 20K or 10K radius. That's it. You boost it. Now, the difference between Facebook ads and boosting is that the boosting only reaches a certain amount of numbers anyway. It will show up. Even though you're paying for it, they're not as effective as Facebook ads. Okay, so Facebook ads and Facebook content posting are two different things. All right, so one's more of a call of action with the Facebook ads, and the content posting is just distraction and branding. Okay, now remember I was telling you about the insights. Now it's come up. I can here by pressing page insights.
Where was that? Where was the inside button?
It came.
Yeah, I noticed on mine before when I was having a look.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, insights. Go into that. And then you can see your followers. You can have a look at your likes.
Can't find it now.
It's a bugger. Yeah, it just gives you overall. If I was to look overall.
Betty, no, sorry.
Right.
My dog wants to go out. I'll just go. Won't be a moment.
Yeah.
I love that they ask like that.
My son's taken his dog out, so she's a bit upset that she can't go out without a lead because we're on a main road and she can get out. She does a runner.
Yeah. So it just gives you a little bit of information, recommendations. So I would probably look at that day to see what's the best day. Okay.
Sorry about that.
No, you're right. Yeah, so it gives you a little bit of insight anyway on the play around with it, Joe, and have a look at it.
I've seen it come up before.
Yeah, so have a look and just give us insights.
Insights, yep.
Oops.
Okay. It says post reach, post engagement, new page likes. And what are check-ins? How do you get check-ins? What are they for?
So check-in is when you might go to an event, right? And just say you're doing today you decided to check into Be-coachable Facebook page. We were holding a big seminar somewhere in the city, and I've gone, okay, guys, just come in and just check in to say that you've attended the event.
Okay. Because I thought they were check-ins on my Facebook page, and I was getting a bit offended because I've got none.
Yeah, no. So that's basically what that is.
Okay.
Okay. Ask questions on your posts as well. Like I said, do live videos, talk directly to your audience, conduct polls. When you get good at, just get comfortable with what you can now. Ask people to comment on a particular subject as well. That's a really good one. Make statements that will get people talking, but just don't be too controversial, and focus on real things that are happening and be really authentic as possible. Now the hashtags that we were talking about before.
Yeah.
So I am.
So if I said to someone, hashtag you matter support services, and they hashtag, where do you put the hashtag? What do you do? Where's that go?
Okay, so with the hashtags, finish your line off first. Okay, so let's just say we go back
Sorry, Josh.
You're all right. All good.
I think we were in here. So let's just go back here. Can you see how they've done their sentence,
Yep.
right? And then you hashtag straight underneath it.
Oh,
So
okay.
put a space and then hashtag.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, you look, they've even done it in between as well.
Okay.
But usually the hashtags sit down at the bottom. Okay.
Is that the only way you can do a hashtag in your Facebook?
Yeah, so you would do just use your hash, your hash symbol when you're doing a post. So just say I was to create a post.
Yep.
And I want to write something, and I go hashtag. So just that the shift button. All right, and I put that hash,
Yep.
and then I might do preschool.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, and then it's giving me some examples. You can see that 3.4 million posts using preschool. So that gives you ideas.
Yep. Yep.
All right, do that, space it, another hashtag.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, it might be kids activities,
Okay.
things like that. Okay, I'll just disregard that. Okay. Yeah, so use that hash symbol before you put your keyword in, okay?
Yep.
For example, you might, like again, you might do some hashtags like hashtag Monday motivations. You might want to use hashtag Friday daddy jokes or golf jokes or whatever. Yeah, so there's examples of what you can do, a few hashtags. Yes, hashtags are used by as a way of grouping posts by subject. So if somebody was to go, like I showed you, onto Facebook and they use that hashtag, you'll come up. Some sites such as Twitter highlight the most popular hashtags, giving you a sense of what's trending at that given time as well. That's where those hashtags are used. The power of hashtags is it allows you to get more content in front of a broader audience. In other words, you can have your post seen by more than just one followers. By adding the appropriate hashtags, you can get them seen by thousands, if not millions of other people as well. Okay. So how do I use the hashtag? Typically it works like this. You create a social media post. At the end of the post, you add the hashtag that is somewhat related to that post. So like I said, so just say if you're in the health, like a health coach, or if you want to post a tip related to CrossFit workout, you'll create a post at the end of your hashtag. So it might look.
So could you just put a photo and hashtag?
Yeah, so you could put a photo, all right, before you do your CrossFit workout, spend at least 10 minutes getting in warm out and stretch out. So I would maybe just put a photo of a girl, at F45 stretching out. So I'll just do that, put that little content there, and then I would hashtag that out.
Yeah.
Okay. So you might, we were talking about the PlayStation. So you might go hashtag PlayStation, hashtag NDIS PlayStation, possible, or, something like that you could do. So it could be, you could have fun with it. But what I would say, have a look at these websites. So take this down, or hashtag, these are some sites you can use that will help you find hashtags. But Facebook now has got that integration where it can give you examples. But if you want to have fun with some of your hashtags, normally what I would do, I would probably have 25 hashtags per client, and I'd mix it up depending where I'm going to use the post. Okay, so you might have, because you might have different activities. You might have like day out.
Excuse me, just a sec, sorry.
Yeah, you might have different events for different days or different activities. So you wouldn't use all the same hashtags all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Should I just wait for Josh?
Yeah. Just goes through some more to do with the hashtags.
Yeah.
So the hashtags.
I find it quite overwhelming, this side of the stuff. It's just not.
Which is why, to be honest, Joanne, rather than spending and wasting hundreds of dollars of your time learning this, find somebody who already knows how to do it and delegate.
Yeah. No, I do have someone in mind. So
At least you got the idea of it. As long as you understand why you use the hashtag.
I do think
Maybe
that's important, but
maybe even get them to watch this.
yeah, that's okay if I share this.
Yeah,
It's yours.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So if you truly want to succeed on social media, you need to do experiments to see what works best. Okay. So different types of content will resonate with your audience. You may find that video works really well with inspirational quotes. They might not perform as well. So you might have, a video compared to a quote. You'll find that the video will always do better. People love seeing people and will always comment. So even though, it's not a lead or anything, but it might be good on you, Josh. Love your work, Josh. Like, you see all those kind of contents, like if you were doing a video, okay? Because like when I'm doing a live, like you'll get those kind of comments. Or you may find yourself asking questions that generate a lot of discussion as well. So you might go, do a video, you might do a post, and it'll have a question that will always generate, more, more conversation as well.
Yeah.
So experimentation is especially critical since social media platforms are consistently changing. For example, currently Facebook is giving preference to posts that keep people on their site, such as video. These posts show up in people's news feeds more often. Because you post doesn't mean Facebook will show it to everyone. So just keep that in mind, okay? So Facebook doesn't nearly show as much exposure in the posts that send people off to the website. So if you've got links to your website, you'll see that Facebook tries not to show that post because they don't want them to go off the Facebook platform. So I've got a client, Brickwood, that keeps on telling me, I want the link back to my website. So, without trying to get him angry, I try to do a link at least once a week or twice, because that's what he wants. But trying to tell him that people are not going to see that post because Facebook doesn't want them to get off, he just won't listen. So I just do it. Be consistent. So the moral of the story here is be consistent, testing to see what works most effectively. Like I said, anything that has engagement, videos are always going to do better. Okay. So are you using social media? If you're not regularly posting to build your business, you should be. Okay. The advantages of using social media are enormous. The social media you can, why social media is because you attract new clients, you build your brand, you establish yourself as a thought leader, you connect with new audience, you create meaningful relationships, you connect with other influencers, and much, much more. So I know you may feel uncomfortable doing it and don't want to be on social media, but there are so many benefits of doing it. It's not particularly complicated to get started building your business through social media. Simply follow the steps we laid out in this workshop. If you can't, at least you've got the fundamentals, and hand it over to someone else, okay?
Yeah.
Just don't feel intimidated by it, and just take small steps.
Yeah.
Okay. So like I said, Joe, for you, just focus on Facebook and Instagram. Just use the content planner. Don't think about anything else. Just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keith, say.
Yep. Any questions?
No.
Not about this particularly, just general bits and pieces.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
So yeah, I'm going to start posting roughly twice a week. I'm going to use LinkedIn and Facebook with the same post.
Perfect.
I'll leave Instagram for a while to get my head around it a bit more. So that's fine. I'll do that. And I'll break it down into these topics and try and get better at things like blogs. I'll probably do some practice blogs for myself first before I feel confident and comfortable to stick out 500 words as an expert of sorts. I'll just probably stick with more content type stuff, the question stuff, the videos, photos, just some general, meet the team, just some more generic-y type stuff until I get more confident in the trickier stuff to start with. So that's fine. Using LinkedIn, obviously, I'm trying to hook in with people / support coordinators first, but I also should be trying to hook in with businesses, shouldn't I? Like Autism SA as well. Like rather than just try and keep it small with just SCs, I should be looking at the bigger picture and looking at Autism SA or brain acquired injuries SA or whatever the companies are, linked to the company, and then also search in the company for the right people in that company and try and link to them as well. Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
That's the best way to use LinkedIn.
Yeah, best way to do it.
Yeah.
And don't forget, you can always also use LinkedIn for employment ads as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Especially if you're looking for management. You can headhunt people using LinkedIn, and you can also post jobs on LinkedIn.
All right. And one thing I'm finding tricky is like I got hold of it. I sent out 16 LinkedIn requests the other day for 16 different small company support coordinators and got 15 replies. That's fine, no dramas.
Yeah.
I got like one from this lady, blah blah blah. What's your specialty? My specialty is like I said before, men, 15, blah blah blah. Thanks for sharing. If you're available, let's catch up for a coffee sometime. I have a participant that needs to connect with a mentor for social community participation. He's 24 years old, has ASD and anxiety, lives in the CBD. What's your availability? So I sent back, hi, blah, blah. Love to catch up for a coffee. I have time on Thursday or Friday if it suits you. And I have availability and flexibility with days, times at present. Right. Yeah. And then I've been, that was yesterday or the day before. And that's it. Disappeared.
She disappeared?
Yeah. So what's the next little hook, for one of a better word?
So what you do.
To re-engage that.
Okay. So what I would do, I would find out exactly where she works. I will go on her website.
Yeah.
And I'll get the telephone number and go, hey, look, I know that.
Ring her.
And ring her. Yes.
That's a bit bold, isn't it?
No. Just say, just say, look, I'm really hopeless at texting.
Okay.
All right. And just say, look, I'm really hopeless at texting, and I just thought it would just be easier if I just rang you up. I hope you don't mind. That's all you got to say. Right? You're not being creepy.
Well, that's why I'm trying to avoid the stalky kind of come on. No,
don't worry. I do it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm a bit of a pit bull, so. But as long as I say, is it okay?
Yeah.
And I just and to be honest, I'm really hopeless on like messaging and all that. I am. I'd rather just be talking face to face. It's easier.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Because every time I'm typing, I'm always going back trying to fix it. I'm always talking into my phone. I hate it. I even try to put the extra large text.
So
I don't know if you ladies would agree with me, but I find too, if instead of you say you've got a lot of availability, you say, I do have some spaces.
Yeah.
Because it looks like then you're being, you are working, you are experienced. So just say, look, I have some availability, I can fit you in now.
Yeah.
And don't make it look like you've got nothing on. So
okay. I was just again, I was trying to show I've got, I've got flexibility. I can fit stuff in. Yeah. But it's does it come across as you got too much availability or not enough? Right. Yeah,
The
yeah.
other thing I used to do, especially when talking to support coordinators or whatever, and letting them know I do have some availability
Yeah.
for supporting more clients,
Yeah.
and I can also hire according to needs.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then when I speak to the client, I say, absolutely, we can support you. We will hire according to your needs. Give us a couple of weeks or so. We'll put a specific recruitment drive out for your requirements. And we will hire based on the type of individual that you would prefer to support you.
Yeah, okay. Because I've got people I can call on, sort of like a couple of guys that are doing Seal It already, and
Yeah.
a couple of like females that'll work. So I've got people I can sort of get into it, but it's getting that next. I thought I was halfway there, and then it's just so now it's just a matter of regrouping. And
then you don't know what's happened in her life in the
no,
last
that's right.
couple of
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
So it could be that there's been an emergency, a death, or whatever. And
don't presume.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try the ringer and see how I go
Just
with
do
that.
it. She won't mind, honestly, especially if you say, look, I hope you don't mind. I know we've been chatting on on LinkedIn. Yeah. Is it okay? It'll be easier.
Another thing that's good for getting clients is speaking to the rostering coordinators in all the big providers, trying to find out who the rostering coordinator is and saying, look, I know that we're all struggling getting staff right now. If you need a contractor to support you in any way, shape or form, please call on me, because I am finding that I am not struggling with recruitment right now.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yep.
And you see here, like I use my LinkedIn, I request for people to join in every day. Like mine's massive. I always leave my details. Always leave your telephone number and email if you don't want to give your personal.
Yeah.
But every single one.
All right.
I connect with 400 people a month.
So Rita, do you have, with all your different businesses, do you have just one email, or do you have an email for each business?
Email for each business.
Okay. And phone number? Just the one phone number? Or?
Yeah, all of them are all different. So I'll have Net Planet Digital, like I'll have, like we're all got different numbers. There's like 11 office there. I've got the main number, but the individual developers will have their numbers, their own mobile numbers as well, telephone numbers, where they can pick up, everyone can pick up everyone's phone calls anyway off the system. Yeah. But yeah, everyone's got, like every business has got their own emails as well. Just with Be-coachable, I just thought it was easier for me, just to be on info. So because we're so busy, looking at different emails, it was just easier just to have info. But normally I will always have Rita at what I'm doing. And because I'm an account holder, I can always check different emails as well. So where I'll go here,
Excuse me.
Not oh, here's my dog.
And just something else funny, Rita. I when I put my post up last night, Todd Warwick of all people liked it.
Oh, really?
So I'm thinking, what?
Yeah, because he's liked your page.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I
actually did a phone call. I didn't do text. I'll just put it so I can. I'm trying to sign it. Account key. Which one's account key? I don't know what's account key.
I don't know.
I don't know what I did. Text. Okay, that way. Okay. Yeah, so I've got access to all the accounts from here. So I can go into here and I can always swap out to what account, view account, or open another mailbox. I've got social, I've got access to all the accounts. Social, I can go to my social one, social media, I can go to support. I can go to info. See that?
Mm.
Oh, that info one didn't come up, but I do have info as well. But yeah, I've got access to all the different accounts. And then I think I can swap out as well. Yeah. And that's my little, you can have intranets on as well. I use Office 365, which I really strongly suggest if you're an NDIS to have all your accounts in Microsoft.
Yeah.
Don't use Gmail.
No.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
No, Microsoft 365 is secure, and as you get bigger, you're going to need an IT team to support you to remain secure. If needs be, I can recommend one, but you need to ensure that you've got the correct firewalls and that your clients' notes are confidential at all times.
No, we do. We have an IT guy, and he's amazing. So
yeah, brilliant.
Mm.
Okay.
All right.
Any more questions, gorgeous humans?
A million, but you know, we've brain overload already for this 2 hours.
You're going to get the recording,
Yeah,
so you can go back over it. And my advice is just play. Don't be scared. Use the Instagram thing on Canva. Do all your posts on Canva. Make sure you do your banners, like Rita said, but just play and put things on. And don't be afraid to make mistakes, because the majority of society likes to see human people, people that make mistakes, people that are not perfect. They don't want perfection anymore. They don't want bright, shiny, happy, rose-tinted spectacle stuff. They want real stuff. They want you to be an authority. They don't mind you doing a live and going It's not an issue. They don't want you to be perfectly coiffed and made up at all. They like to see the person behind the brand. So you're building your brand. That is the most important. So even if you get somebody else to do posts for you, make sure your face is on there. Get them to record you doing live, but get your brand started and start doing posts. And don't sit in your own rubbish of I'm not good enough, this isn't good enough, and keep deleting it. Just post it. Just post it.
You can do practice runs on it, and before you press post,
just do it, Joanne.
You can do it. You can press pause and stop, because I did that like 10 times. But just own it.
Just own it.
That's what we're all about. We're based on being real, and you know, like our web page, which is down being upgraded at the moment. It has a photo of my partner Justin and I. Justin was in a motorbike accident as a paraplegic. It talks about our story and how we ended up here. And that has brought business to us because we are real. We live it. So,
and that is what your audience want to see. They do not want to see photos that are from that aren't authentic. They don't want to see you doing a live in a studio. They'd rather have you on your phone with your phone in front of you, just having a chat about something that you can help solve a problem for.
One other thing as well, when you're doing your posting, I always use Instagram post, the square one. All right. So when you're going on to Canva and you're setting up your ads, like to do your post, I always do use Instagram post. And Josh, you said you haven't got your head around Instagram. You don't need to. You just got to connect the Facebook page
to the Instagram.
and it will automatically do it. You don't have to think about it. Don't worry about the stories and the reels yet. Just get yourself posted on, just connect it.
Yeah, I'll make that happen as well. Yeah, okay, cool. Easy.
Yeah, okay. And then when we get comfortable, then we can you know,
Get
do your
tricky.
reels, yeah, get kicking.
Yeah.
But we'll use other platforms to do it.
Cool. Rita, should I send that to Todd or not?
Oh no, I'm going to reply to it now.
Okay, cool, easy.
Yeah, don't send it because there's mistakes in it.
Done. All right,
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
As
Easy.
long as we are all happy and you've got no more questions,
Thank you very much.
No,
No,
thank
you're
you.
welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
thank you for joining us.
All
All
right,
right.
See you again
Thanks.
soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, all.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.